In 1943, a United States court quietly overturned one of the most famous invention claims in history. The man the ruling was actually about had died 5 months earlier and never found out. This isn't a story about who filed first. It's a story about who got remembered, and how a courtroom fight over unpaid wartime patents ended up rewriting, and then unwriting, the history of radio. Nikola Tesla was a visionary engineer who'd already demonstrated wireless transmission of energy in public lectures by the early 1890s. He filed detailed patents on tuned radio circuits in 1897, patents the Patent Office granted in 1900. In March of 1893, at a lecture in St. Louis, Tesla publicly described and demonstrated the core principles of wireless transmission, years before Marconi's first patent filing in England. Guglielmo Marconi was something different, a well-funded, well-connected businessman who moved fast, filed constantly, and cared more about making wireless practical than proving he'd thought of it first. Both men were chasing the same breakthrough. Only one of them had the financial backing and the patience for patent paperwork to get there in the public eye first. On December 12, 1901, Marconi claimed the first transatlantic wireless signal, a single Morse letter sent across the ocean. The demonstration made him instantly, globally famous. But Marconi's key US patent, the one covering tuned, selective radio circuits, was initially rejected. Patent examiners pointed to prior work, including Tesla's, that appeared to already cover the same idea. Marconi's lawyers pushed back for years. In 1904, the Patent Office reversed itself and granted the patent anyway. The same year, Marconi's American backers included men like Thomas Edison and Andrew Carnegie. That patent would later become known, informally, by its number, 7777, a detail some historians still find suspicious, given how contested its granting had been. Tesla was furious. He believed, and said publicly, that Marconi's system was simply his own circuitry, repackaged and marketed by a better-funded rival. In 1915, during an unrelated lawsuit, one of Marconi's own expert witnesses, a physicist named Michael Pupin, testified in open court that Tesla, not Marconi, deserved credit for the underlying invention. The dispute might have stayed a war of words. Then came the First World War. The US government used wireless technology extensively for the war effort, including designs Marconi's company claimed as its own. After the war, Marconi's American company sued the United States government for royalties, arguing its patents had been used without payment. The government needed a defense. So government lawyers argued the obvious: Marconi's patent shouldn't have been valid in the first place. They pointed back to Tesla's 1897 patents, along with prior work by Oliver Lodge and John Stone. A federal court of claims agreed, in 1935. Marconi's company appealed all the way to the Supreme Court. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla died alone in a New York hotel room, in poverty, largely forgotten by the public that once filled lecture halls to watch him work. On June 21, 1943, 5 months later, the Supreme Court ruled. Marconi's co-tuning patent was invalid. It had been anticipated by earlier work, the court said, from Tesla, Lodge, and Stone. It wasn't quite the clean vindication the story usually gets told as. The court didn't crown Tesla the sole inventor of radio, it invalidated one specific patent, based on a combination of 3 men's prior work, in a case that was really about the government dodging wartime royalty payments. Marconi never saw the ruling either. He had died 6 years earlier, in 1937, still credited by the world, and by his 1909 Nobel Prize, which was never revoked, as the man who invented radio. Textbooks, museums, and the Nobel Committee's own records still list Marconi as radio's inventor today. The 1943 ruling barely dented that popular narrative. 2 men. Neither alive to hear the verdict. A ruling that corrected the patent record and changed almost nothing about who the world already believed the story belonged to.